everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. ED here, and today I have another reaction video. I'm so excited because this video we're talking about the law of attraction and manifestation, which is super juicy and interesting. So this woman I found on social media, her name is Ozkural. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this video is called How to Manifest, the #1 way to manifest anything in 2020, law of attraction. So I'm so excited. Let's get into it. She's really popular in the spiritual world, and so I'm really excited to see what she has to say.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. So I asked you guys on Instagram, what do you want to see? And so many of you wanted to see more manifesting videos, law of attraction videos. I make so many law of attraction videos, and I have, so definitely refer back to those if you're new to law of attraction or if you just kind of want more one-on-one. But today we're just going to jump right into it because we need this right now. Each and every single one of us. This isn't going to be a step video. We're just going to sit and talk, and I hope that I could bring some positivity during this time. Something that I know a lot about and something that I've been doing for like the past 10 years. It took that long to master these few things that you guys are just going to master in this video.
So I actually love that she just admitted that it took her 10 years to master this. I know so many people in the spiritual world that are like, oh, I just started like meditating and then overnight I became like a Zen master. And it's like, no, you didn't. Like, there's so many big egos when it comes to being spiritual. Like, just for the record, like, I'm saying this as a spiritual person, like, just because you meditate doesn't make you like better because you're spiritual. It actually is like a lot of really hard work that goes into like self-help and spirituality. So I like that she admitted that it took her a long time.
But it's basically the key to manifesting is letting go of fear and obstacles. So that's what this whole video is going to be about. I hope that you guys can grab a snack or a drink and just hang out and listen to me talk and let go of the fear. If fear is on the news, turn off the news. I heard all I needed to hear. Now I can turn that off. I don't need to keep giving that energy, breathing that energy. Just share examples of my own life. And
just an FYI, I also do not watch the news because it programs people to be in a state of fear. And I know there's already people that are like, you're absolutely nuts. And I know people like base intelligence on how aware you are of what's going on in the world and how political you are. And honestly, I don't watch the news because it's all drama, it's all a reality show, and it puts people in a place of fear. And you can help people in such a better way, and you can make a difference in the world, and you can get more involved in your community and be more active. That doesn't mean you just sit in front of your TV and get angry about something that you can't really control, and it also doesn't make you better because you are political. So just putting that out there.
I hope that this video makes you feel better and just relieves some of that fear and stress. What I want you to know, and this is going to test a lot of us, is that when you hold on to things you cannot control, you are creating more resistance. And resistance is the enemy of manifesting. If you want to be a manifesting magnet, if you want to get the things that you call the universe for, that you pray to God for, if you want to get those things, you can't have resistance, and you cannot hold on to things you can't control.
True.
So with all that's going on in the world right now, I know I can't control those things, but I can control my actions, and that's what today's video is. So
I'm so excited.
During this time is a perfect opportunity to practice letting go of things you can't control. So going back to the summer, I was never that person that had crazy baby fever. I'm currently pregnant if you're new to my channel. Yeah, it was more recently when me and my husband started talking about we're getting married and planning our wedding. We were just so excited. I just wanted to skip the wedding, skip everything, and just start having babies. Like, I just got really excited about us being a family because we're so good to our dogs, and I wanted that. I wanted that family life, especially because I come from divorce, and my parents, both of them, have been divorced several times. That I think I always wanted that. And so I put it out there, as many of us do, whatever it is that you want. If you want to open your own business or quit your day job, focus on your passion, or find the love of your life, you get so excited you want to go talk about it. So I got so excited, we started putting it in vlogs. Hey, we want to eventually start a family after the wedding. What happened? People started sharing their fears and putting their fears on me. Started sharing all of these fears that weren't even in my head. So I went from excitement and I can't wait and having fun. Like, we were having so much fun talking about it and thinking about, oh my gosh, should we like move? What would be our family house? So we're doing all the right steps as far as law of attraction goes and manifesting goes. But then I shared it with people that were living in fear. If you take anything from today's video, take this. Fear and obstacles are easy. People think...
So what she's talking about with like people commenting and instilling fear in her, so that what she's basically talking about is projection. And projection is when you see basically yourself in another person, but you're not even aware of it. So you're only going to see in that person what you've experienced or what you're currently going through. So like obviously people who I'm assuming had a really hard time getting pregnant, or a lot of people who had struggles with that were just projecting their experiences onto her. So that's basically like projection is what she's talking about.
Oh my gosh, well, I would do this, but, or I want to start a YouTube channel, or I want to start my own Etsy site, or I want to start a business, or I want to find my dream person, but, and then they create these obstacles. That is very easy to do. Putting in the work, that's the hard part, and that's the part that people don't want to do. Letting your mind run wild and start thinking about fear, that's easy. We can all do that. We can all create obstacles. And then guess what? We created an obstacle and now we don't have to do it. So it's sort of like the lazy way of doing things. So I put it out there that we want to start a family and I was so excited, and then a lot of people took my happiness away, or tried to. No one could take your happiness away, but they started putting fear into my head. You should look into this. This is the reason why I couldn't get pregnant and it took me years, or I'm still trying, and all these things that weren't even going through my head, now we're going through my head. So now I'm like Googling all these things, and I start putting things in my husband's head. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get pregnant, and I even told my doctor I don't think so, and just all these crazy things, and we didn't even try to get pregnant. We were still being safe, and we weren't even trying, and I was already creating these obstacles, these fear. Eventually I just said, you know what, I'm excited for the wedding, and I want to just live in the moment of the wedding. I want to eventually start a family. God knows I want to start a family. The universe knows I want to start a family. I'm a very go with the flow person. It took years to get that way, but I started saying, you know what, I'm not going to live in fear, because fear is not fun. And if you're not having fun, you're going to create resistance. And what did we say before?
And 99.9999% of the time, we create our own challenges because A, we either want the drama, or that piece of us that wants to be unhappy, that has a subconscious belief about something, is dictating our life. So most of the time, it's actually us creating our own problems. Sorry to all the victims out there, but that's the truth.
Resistance is the enemy of manifesting. We just kind of stopped talking about it. We both knew we wanted to have a family, but it wasn't like the main conversation every single night, or me sharing all the things that could go wrong. And so I opened up my email one day, and I saw this opportunity to go to Aspen with Carrie Underwood, her team, and a bunch of other bloggers. I didn't know a single person going, and normally I would have just been a little bit shy and been like, I don't know, maybe I better find out if somebody I know is going. Like, it's kind of scary to just go away with people I don't know. We're putting the family talk to the side. This is your time to have fun, create less resistance, and to just, you know, live life, do the things you want to do. So I got all excited, and I knew I was going on this brand trip, and, you know, I started buying things for it and getting my snow gear. I knew I was going like months in advance, but pretty much the month before I was going, I started really getting excited, and I was just living in this moment of, you know what, I want to live in this moment. I don't want to live in the moment of forcing something to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And if it's not, then we have plan B, and there's other options. So during this time period, I said yes to the trip because I was like, I'm in this yes mode. I'm just going to say yes to things and, you know, put the family planning to the side right now and just think about my wedding, how excited I am, and how excited I am to go on this brand trip and to meet Carrie Underwood. I had done a video on her, so I was like, oh, this is so exciting. I know when I'm feeling fearful what you need to do just from practicing the law of attraction and reading so many law of attraction books. But when you're fearful about something, so right now if you're fearful about losing your job, or maybe you already did, or maybe they reduced your hours, I know that it can be so easy to focus on that and then all the next steps, like, oh, well, if I lost my job, then bills are on their way and I'm gonna have to dig into my savings. Or maybe you don't even have savings and you're just really freaking out. I know just from being a manifesting queen that is not where you want to be looking. It's easy to look that way. The hard way to look is this way. And this way is saying, well, what's thriving in your life right now? What's going well in your life right now? What are you excited about?
So my meditation teacher calls it the fear body, and the fear body is basically the body that most of people on the planet are living in, which is you're in anger, you're in resentment, and like the icky, yucky emotions, because our man inside, our beast, our fight or flight, that's to be in fear. And to an extent, what she's saying is true. I wouldn't necessarily say that the hard way is the opposite of fear and like the hard way is to manifest. I think like both can be really easy and both can be really hard. I would feel that to actually let go of fear is a lot easier than most people would think, and in a lot of ways being in fear is a lot harder. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like the easy way. Hope that made sense.
About in your life right now. And I know when traumatic things happen, like when I lost my dad, like how can I focus on something that's positive, or how can I focus, nothing's thriving in my life. But that's not true. And it's easy to say nothing's thriving in your life, but right now you have something that somebody else doesn't have. So you have to think about that. So something is thriving in your life. So that's what I was doing at the time. I was thinking of all the things thriving in my life, not being fearful and saying like, well, what if I can't? All the things people were sending me over DM and their struggles and taking on their pain and taking on their emotions. Instead, I just said, in a month from now, I'm going to Aspen. I've never been to Aspen. I'm gonna meet.
So when she says she's taking on everybody's fears and all their insecurities, so basically what she's talking about is being an empath. And an empath is a word that gets tossed around a lot in the spiritual community. But basically being an empath is like everybody on the planet, we're all empaths. That's just, it is what it is. We're all empaths because we're all energy. We all vibrate at a certain frequency. So basically when you're an empath, you take on people's garbage. You take on their emotions, their pain. If you ever wonder why you get around a certain person when you were in a good mood and then you get around that person and you're in a horrible mood, well, it's because you're an empath and you're taking on their stuff. So.
All these amazing people and a lot of people that I already follow on Instagram. I guess I was just living life and just so excited about so many different things. So excited about my wedding. Me and my hubby did the baby dance and I got pregnant first try. And I think that was just my divine timing. It's not that, oh, the person that can't, it's because they're living in this, I can't mode and they're attracting that. Maybe not, I don't know. What I do know is that you have to trust in timing. All the fear that I had before, the fear that didn't even happen yet that I had before, which maybe some of you are feeling right now about whatever is going on in your life, I feared things, worried about things that really weren't going to even be a concern. If I had just trusted in divine timing, I would have saved myself a lot of Google searches and doctor's appointments and talking with people and just worrying myself, getting myself worked up, taking away from my videos, taking away from my content. After it happened so fast, I looked back and was like, okay, that was supposed to be my timing and I didn't even trust it.
I love that she's bringing this up. So there's a huge difference between fear and intuition, and a lot of times fear feels like intuition. It's like when you get that feeling in your gut like something really bad is going to happen. I know something bad has really happened. Well, most of the time it's our fear talking, not our intuition. But so many times when we just stop putting focus and energy on something and we just trust in God or the universe or your higher self or your own power, whatever it is you believe in, but when we just let go and just know that things are going to work out, all fear goes away and things work out. It's crazy what can happen when you just toss your mind out of the way and just trust. So I love that she brought that up.
Trust the universe. I didn't trust God that was there for me. So just for what's going on right now, like, what if losing your job right now is getting you closer to your dream job? What if losing hours right now is getting you to focus on the hobby that you've wanted to turn into a career? One of my friends, her hours has been reduced, and now she wants to focus on her YouTube channel and Instagram and growing her social media, and now she's given this time to do it. During this time, I can sit on the couch and sulk and watch the news, or I could just create videos and create this content that makes you feel good, and making you feel good makes me feel good. That was the silver lining for me. That was the positivity for me. Or like I said before, maybe you're going to use this time to say, you know what, I didn't like that job. I wasn't happy there. You have to remember that that energy, the positive energy, the happiness, is going to attract that. Like attracts like. So if you're in this down, sulking mood, you're just going to be breeding more of that. I'm starting to feel really good. Like, give myself a little time. I ask for a sign. And maybe the sign will be somebody reaching out to you saying that they need extra help. Just start living in this space. The loss of something else is the gain of something new. And I want to manifest something, whether it's big, small, or even if it's just a feeling that I want or something that I want to happen. I mean, all last year I was thinking, I'd like to be invited on a brand trip. Like, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to go on a brand trip. And I kind of put that on my work vision board. I see all these other social media people go on brand trips, and that'd be something that I'd like to do. So I put it on my vision board. Like, yeah, that's something I want to do. And that took a whole year before that happened, before I was asked to go. And that's just what I want you guys to keep in mind, that just because one of the things that I manifested came super fast, that was the divine timing though. That was when it was supposed to happen. But a lot of us, if I had known last year, okay, in 12 months you're going to be asked on a brand trip, don't you think it'd be pretty easy to wait for it? It'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to worry about that then, because in 12 months I'm going to be asked and I'm going to go and I'm going to have the time of my life. So why don't you do that right now with what you're scared about or what you feel you're losing, and say to yourself, well, how do I know in 3 months or 4 months you're going to get a paycheck or money's going to flow and come your way? Just, can you hold out these 3 months? What if you knew that a new job was coming in 4 months or 5 months? Could you wait? A lot of us could be patient. Just
that is like so, yeah. So basically what she's saying is the biggest fear we have is not knowing. Our fear as our beasts inside, our fight or flight, our man, is not knowing. And when you know that something is going to happen, you aren't afraid because you know it's going to happen. So the great thing about manifesting is, yes, there's divine timing. Yes, things work out in the way that they are supposed to, but we also create our own reality, and we can create whatever reality we want. So we can create what we want in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now. You can command those things into your life, and that will remove a lot of fear, because you just get into that mindset of, I know this is going to happen. I know. So I love that she's bringing that up.
Even having that thought, even just knowing, like the certainty. If you start going that way and speak those things, you're going to be carefree. A weight is going to be lifted off your shoulder, and you're going to be moving more free-flowing. When you're moving more free-flowing, you're saying goodbye to fear. Fear is no longer in your vision.
Goodbye, fear.
That's when you attract more people.
We
more
don't
people
need
that can
her.
help you, or more things
him.
that can help
Whatever.
you. Take on more opportunities that you wouldn't if you were all fearful and scared and under a blanket and in this ball of fear. If you're in that mood, it's really going to be hard for you to get this way. So going back to what I said in the beginning of the video, the number one way to manifest is to get rid of fear. A little recap: start saying to yourself, what is going your way? List them. Try to think of as many as you can, even if it's only 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, whatever it is. Write down what do you want? Comment that down below. What do you want to attract in your life? I would love to read through them. So hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Okay, so I'll try to keep this like short and sweet and simple, but basically if you're interested in getting into manifesting and the law of attraction and wanting to create your own reality and not just live in the story of what your friends told you you were and what you had to be and your parents told you had to be and your work told you have to be, a great way to start is to train your mind. Everything starts in your mind. Every thought has the potential of manifesting a reality. And we are full of so many thoughts, and so many of our thoughts end up manifesting. I mean, think about all the things that you told yourself that you were, and people around you told you that you were, and then you ended up becoming that because of all those thoughts. You know, someone said, oh, you gotta be a doctor, oh, you gotta be an architect, everyone pouring that into you, and then you eventually become what people tell you that you are and what you tell yourself that you have to be. So our thoughts are so much more powerful than we think. So the best way to get into manifesting is to figure out your mind and figure out the beliefs that you have, and are there beliefs you want to change? Are there beliefs that you want to acquire? And write those down. And write them down and say them to yourself as many times as you need to say them until they become you, until you feel like they become part of you and true to you. So if you want to feel worthy because you don't really feel worthy, write down, I am worthy, and say it in the bathroom mirror, say it out loud, say it before you go to bed, say it when you wake up, think it to yourself over and over, and that is a very good start. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.